Welcome to Rob Talks. Today we're exploring the Mayan Haab month of Sak. This is a month that reveals what has been hidden. We all have certain periods in life where everything begins to feel clearer, a time when the noise fades and when distractions weaken. And suddenly we begin seeing things we could not fully see before. In the Mayan Haab calendar, there is an entire sacred month devoted to this process. That month is known as Sak. Sak is not simply about purification in the physical sense. It's a spiritual unveiling, a sacred illumination. A season where truth quietly rises to the surface and asks you to finally acknowledge what your soul has known all along. And if you have recently felt emotionally sensitive, or energetically overwhelmed, or drawn toward solitude, or even unable to ignore certain truths any longer, you may already be feeling the energy of Sak, because this is the month that clears away illusion, not through force, but through light. In the Mayan tradition, Sak is associated with white light, clarity, purification, and refined awareness. But this energy goes much deeper than surface cleansing. Sak represents the moment when consciousness begins to sharpen and the fog begins to lift. What once felt confusing suddenly becomes obvious, and what no longer aligns with your spirit becomes increasingly difficult to tolerate. This is why Sak can feel so intense emotionally, because clarity changes everything. Once you truly see something, you cannot unsee it. And during Sak, many of us begin recognizing unhealthy attachments, draining environments, false identities, emotional burdens, and patterns we've outgrown. Not because we are failing, but because our awareness is evolving. One of the deepest teachings of Sak is that illusions are collapsing. Illusion cannot survive in the presence of truth, and this month has a way of exposing what has been hidden beneath the surface. Sometimes, that exposure happens externally, such as truths emerging, masks falling away, and hidden intentions revealing themselves. But often, the deeper revelations happen internally. We begin realizing what our souls truly want, what no longer resonates, and where we may have abandoned our own inner truth for the sake of comfort, fear, or survival. Sak does not arrive to punish, rather it arrives to realign, because the soul cannot evolve while trapped inside distortion. We may feel emotionally raw during this energy. After all, purification is rarely comfortable, and that's important to understand. When old emotional residue rises to the surface, it can feel like exhaustion, confusion, or emotional heaviness. But often, what's happening is energetic clearing. Sak behaves almost like spiritual sunlight. Anything hidden in the shadows begins to emerge, and while that can feel uncomfortable at first, it's also deeply liberating, because healing begins the moment truth is acknowledged and not avoided. Another powerful aspect of Sak is simplicity. This energy strips away excess. We may suddenly feel less interested in chaos, distractions, superficial conversations, or environments that drain our energy. Instead, this is a time when we may crave silence, nature, spiritual grounding, and meaningful connections with emotional honesty. Sak reminds us that clarity often arrives when life becomes quieter. When we stop constantly consuming noise, we can finally hear ourselves again. And perhaps that is one of the greatest losses in the modern world. Many of us have become disconnected from our own inner voice. Sak restores that connection. This Haab month teaches us something profound, that purification is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming more aligned. And yes, there is a difference. Sak is not asking you to become someone else. Rather, it's you, asking to remove what is not truly you, the fear, the illusion, the emotional weight, or the energetic clutter, so that what remains is authentic. And sometimes the most spiritual thing a person can do is to finally stop pretending. On a collective level, Sak often corresponds with periods where hidden truths emerge in the world itself. Systems built on illusion begin cracking, people begin demanding transparency, awakenings accelerate, and many begin questioning realities they once accepted without thought. Because illumination is contagious, once consciousness expands, it becomes difficult to return to unconscious living. If Sak has entered your life strongly, understand this. Not everything leaving your life is a loss. Some things are being cleared because they can no longer travel with the version of you that is emerging. This month is not here to destroy you. It's here to reveal you, to help you return to clarity, to help you hear your soul again beneath the noise of the world. And perhaps that is the real meaning of purification. Not becoming empty, but becoming true. Here's an affirmation for this month, but first please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to help us grow. Thank you. Now here's the affirmation. I release illusion and welcome clarity, truth, and alignment into my life. Thank you all for your support.